hours. Now, the models are still not in great agreement as to exactly where the storms are right now, nor where they're going to go. So let's take a look at the models. Remember, we had that cluster of storms over the Lake Charles area. This high resolution model is fairly decent, has a little bit more storminess over Houston. It was really more toward Galveston north and then a complex over Lake Charles. So this model, we say it's not initializing well. When we say the model initializing, we mean, does the computer model know the current conditions of the atmosphere? Does it know where the storms are right now? This one, again, rough idea, but not perfect. Does have some more active storms on the North Shore, but that is also not the case. So let's take a look at what this model says. These complex of storms over the maybe Lake Charles area, Lafayette area, Chafalaya Basin at about 7 toward 8 o'clock tonight, and then continuing north, but we'll also see some storms south of the lake. So I do think with this complex, we will see more of a threat on both sides of the lake as opposed to just one side or the other. This goes till 10:30, 11 o'clock to midnight. Most of the severe threat is gone and the flooding threat is gone. Let's take a look at another model. Again, this one is not doing a great job of initializing well. It kind of has storms all over the place and not really where the storms are at this time. But the timing of the models is about the same. 7 to 8 o'clock, a Chafalaya Basin, further into the night toward the metro area, North Shore as well, and then after about midnight or so, the threat is clearing. So the way it's looking right now, I would say the timeline from 8 to midnight, but exactly how that complex is going to appear once it gets here is still very much a question mark because none of the models are doing a great job of forecasting it. Now through the night tonight, we do have a level 3 threat for severe storms. The main threat, strong winds and hail. Lower end threat for any kind of tornadic activity. Just doesn't look like that's quite the setup. But we also have a higher end threat for some flooding. Now that higher end threat actually extends from the metro New Orleans area to the North Shore and farther along the central Gulf Coast. So southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and a good portion of the Florida Panhandle all the way past Panama City. So through the night tonight, this looks to be more of a flooding threat with a bit less as you head across more of southeast Louisiana. It kind of looks like we may be the jumping off point as those storms really get a bit more active. And the storm should be moving through here very quickly, so we may pick up a couple of inches in a short period of time, but it doesn't appear as though the setup will be for these storms to stall. That just doesn't look to be the case. At least with the clouds and some much needed rainfall, it is helping to keep our temperatures down as we continue through the afternoon and into the evening hours. After that, though, we have a dry stretch toward the end of the week. By Thursday, Friday, we should see some more rainfall, but not probably as heavy as we're going to see later on this evening and tonight. Again, we're kind of fine-tuning the forecast through this evening as model data comes in, and we'll have a much better idea the closer to the event it gets. As of right now, I would say after 7 to 8 o'clock, and then probably wrapping up by about midnight or 1 a.m. for, again, a threat of some strong winds, as well as maybe additional street flooding from some of the heavier rainfall totals on the North Shore. We're going to add to those, and we will start to see some of the heavier rainfall totals as well on the South Shore. We're going to do an update on air at 4 p.m. and, of course, a full look at that forecast on WW Louisiana at 5 p.m.